In this section we're going to look at converting from one weight to another, and there are two methods you may use for doing so. The first method is to write down a table, and you write down the weights in order from smallest to largest. So if I start with nanograms, then I have micrograms, then milligrams, then grams, then kilograms. You can even add volumes onto this table, and this will still work. So we can add on milliliters and liters. Okay, now what you've got to remember to do is to draw an arrow down on the left hand side, and right beside that divided by 1000, and an arrow up on the right hand side and put multiplied by 1000. So therefore, the way this table works, if you're going from one particular weight, say we have milligrams here, from milligrams to micrograms, so when you go from one weight to another, you look at whether you're going up or down. So if we were going from milligrams to micrograms, I'd be going up, so therefore I must multiply by 1000. Let's look at one example. Say we have to convert 0.02 kilograms to grams. So using this table, I can see that I'm going from kilograms to grams. I've got to go up, so therefore I multiply by 1000. How do you multiply by 1000? Well, if you're multiplying by 1000, that means that you move the decimal place 3 places, and that's to the right. So, based upon this question, 0.02, we move the decimal point 3 places to the right. 1, 2, 3. The decimal point ends up here. And when using this method, within any arch, you must have a number. So therefore, we just add a 0 in here. And we don't need to worry about any numbers after the decimal point, because they are not significant. So therefore, the answer would be 20 grams. If we were to look at a second example, let's have 45 nanograms, and we're going to convert that to micrograms. Well, we have 45 nanograms, and I'm converting to micrograms, so I'm going down. Therefore, I need to divide by 1000. And since when I was multiplying by 1000, I had to move the decimal point 3 places to the right, when I'm dividing by 1000, I move the decimal point 3 places to the left. In this number 45, the decimal point comes to the right hand side, as it does in any whole number. So we move 1, 2, 3 places to the left. Again, we need to put in a 0, and the arches have got left, and this would leave us with an answer of 0.045, which is fine. However, you need to be more exact, and therefore we need to actually write down 0.045 micrograms, because you must state what number comes before the decimal point, and you can't just make up a number. So that's why it's got to be 0. So therefore the answer to that example question is 0.045. The second method for converting weights is to just ask yourself the question, what are you converting from? And ask yourself, is it bigger or smaller than what you are converting to? So, for example, if we take the two questions that we've just gone through, 0.02 kilograms to grams. So ask ourselves the question, what are we converting from? So we're converting from kilograms. Are kilograms bigger or smaller than what we're converting to? So in other words, are kilograms bigger or smaller than grams? Well, they're bigger. And if they're bigger, then that means that you multiply by 1000. If it had been smaller, you divide by 1000. So therefore we know in this question that we must multiply by 1000. And remember, that's 3 decimal places to the right you would move it, as there's 3 zeros there. That's a quick tip for how to remember how many places to move. Let's look at the other example, 45 nanograms, and we're converting that to micrograms. Nanograms, we're converting from. Are nanograms bigger or smaller than micrograms? Well, they are smaller, so therefore we need to divide. And in this question, you must divide by 1000. Either of these two methods will work for being able to convert weights. Now have a go at the questions below to see if you can put these methods into practice.